While we are waiting for those who like rolling in on the online platform, because today this section we are doing hybrid, like someone will have like seeing our sharing section online, and some of you like the special you. I mean, on this very special day with the number 3 typhoon signal is on, but you still are with us. So happy to receive you all. Please take a seat. We just start. Please take a seat. Yeah, welcome you all and thank you for attending this very last section today. And I will first introduce myself first. I am Cheryl from the admissions office of the Hong Kong Baptist University. And today I'm very pleased and happy to have 3 of my very lovely students who are actually our current student at Baptist University. We have Destiny from Nigeria. Yeah, can we give a big hand to him? Yeah, thank you. And we have Pim from Thailand. Last but not least, we have Jessa from the Philippines. Okay, before I pass the mic to them, I would like to make some introduction on our topic first. Today, I mean, you guys should know something about the topic. So today we are going to talk about how to live your best student life. I mean, you guys are high school students, right? High school students. So I think you are so like looking forward to your life in the university, right? So everyone knows that university is like something like all you can eat a buffet. So many opportunities out there like exchange, internship, student activities, clubs, societies, like everything is out there. But like, how do you select those opportunities? How to make your best and suitable options, and how to grab those opportunities? Today, we have 3 very special guests, our students, to share with us. So, Destiny, your turn. Can you tell us how to find out, like, or to explore those very valuable opportunities from Hong Kong Baptist? Can you tell us more about that?
Oh, thank you very much. Before I start, I'd like to introduce myself again. So my name is Destiny. I am a 3rd-year computer science student here at Hong Kong Baptist University. And I come from Nigeria, which is quite far from here. It's in West Africa. And yeah, I've had 2 years here in university, and it's been quite an exhilarating 2 years. And going back to a question of how to grab those opportunities, how to take hold of like what the university has to offer, I think I have like 2 primary key points that I'd like to highlight. And one, you have to be bold for sure, because I think there's so many things going on. Like you walk around, you see like 100 different posters on the roads, on the streets, and you don't know what's going on. You don't know if it's for you. A big part of enjoying university is being bold, like seeing something and you're like, oh yeah, that could be my thing. I could actually try this out. So that's the biggest one. And the second one, which sounds similar, is to be confident in your abilities and to be confident in your skill set when it comes to like excelling at different things. Because it can be quite daunting that you see something going on and you're like, I'm not sure I can do this, so I should just skip it. But yeah, it's a big thing. If you're confident, you're going to be able to grab those opportunities that you see. Yeah.
How about you, Pim? I know that you have so many tips to share on like exploring the opportunities like in the school, right?
Yeah, for me, I personally read the emails from the university because, you know, in those emails, there's a lot of information and updates from the university about activities, clubs, and everything else. And also, another way to do is to follow the university official social media platforms, because, you know, maybe you guys don't like reading, you know, the long emails from the university, so maybe make a use of your social media. Yeah. Oh, and the last thing, to make the connection. You wanna go on for that? Yeah, because I know we have a lot of things to share.
Certainly. So I also like to introduce myself and say hi also to our audience on Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us. Greetings to you from all over the world. I am Jessa. I am from the Philippines, and currently I am a master's student in the School of Business, and I also did my undergraduate studies also in business, also in this university. So I've been here a bit longer than them. Yeah. So going back,
you probably have some special tips to
Longer than me as well in the school.
I've been here longer. So yeah, both of their suggestions are certainly helpful. I would say it also comes down to it's an exercise of self-awareness also. You have to know what you're looking for, like what you want to enjoy and what you're good at and what you it's something that will contribute or bring value to you. So before seeking out opportunities, you need to know, okay, what do I look for? What is something that I would enjoy? And it can also be something that would be useful to your program, to your whatever course you're studying. So there in BU, there are plenty of opportunities for career growth and also for student activities and like something enjoyable like for sports. And first thing I did, one of the first things I did when I first came here in this university was I checked the website, like the HKBU website. And then of course there are hyperlinks as to like which department goes to where. And then, because it was my first time coming to Hong Kong and I didn't know anything. So I was really like, I don't want to be worried about it. I want to know how I can enjoy here. So I need to know what this university has to offer. So of course you've got that information from the school website. And then echoing to what Pim said, it's very it's a great tip to also look at social media, Instagram especially. Just type in HKBU and it will provide you a series of suggestions of like HKBU Office of Student Affairs or International Office or HKBU admissions, and you'll have plenty of options there. And another thing also that I would like to add is once you're entering university, it's very important to talk to people. And it can be as simple as starting a conversation with someone new. Like, hey, what's your name? Where are you from? Are you also, is it your first time here also? If it's an international student, what course are you taking? And on which country do you come from? So just strike those simple questions and make a connection. And on social media, maybe you will see some photos of someone you know or someone who you just met who's also following that page, and you can, like, oh, hey, you're also interested in this. Why don't we go together? So it's really like making those connections and having an opportunity to enjoy things together.
Like open door for the new opportunity for yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think when it comes to opportunities, it's not necessarily school stuff. Like if you take a look at my slide over here, right in the middle, you can see a group of people playing football actually, and half of those people I don't even remember their names, but I just meet them. I'm like, hello, how you doing? You like to play football? Let's go play. And as a matter of fact, I met a member of staff who came to play with us. It was like the funnest experience of my life. So I think that connections is a big thing. Like you see someone, you shouldn't be afraid of saying hello, saying hi. Who knows? You could spin off an amazing experience off of that.
Like Jessa, I remember you told me about your legend. You know how you really met your first opportunity in BU being a barista in Pacific Coffee, right? Can you share with us more about that story?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I've been here 5 years, and I actually work part-time as a barista at Pacific Coffee on campus, and I've been working there since my second year, first sem. Yeah, I remember October 2018. No, yeah, 2018. No, 2019, sorry. Yes,
so long.
second year. I'm confusing the years now. Okay, anyways. So yeah, I've been working there, and then it was something that I really didn't expect I would embark on that journey. And I'd like to say it's also one of the things that I want to give you as an advice. Like, you really never know what you can do until you try it. I never pictured myself being a barista. Like, seriously, until like an opportunity presented itself, and then I was like, how about I try this? That seems fun and it pays me, so why not? Yeah, and it's great because being in a coffee shop in that setting, like, it's a perfect setting for people to come and go, and then to meet people also. And a fun story and a great story that I would like to share, which Ms. Cheryl asked about earlier, is actually I met a professor there, and he used to teach in BU, and he's teaching. He's not in BU now, but at first I didn't know he was a professor. Like, I just saw him as someone who comes to Pacific Coffee very often, until eventually we strike a conversation, and it can be as simple like, oh, what are you doing now? What are you up to? So little by little, those conversations grew, and then so when I graduated in my undergrad, when I got my diploma, at that time I was really like just so focused on getting a job. Like after my undergrad, I wanna get a job right away because I'm planning to stay in Hong Kong. But it was COVID time. So COVID time, like, oh, it's so hard to get a job now. It's even hard. It was already hard to get an internship. So how am I gonna get a job? And so this professor, he mentioned, why don't you try applying for a master's in BU? There's a scholarship available, and there's also a living allowance. So I was like, that's amazing. That sounds like a savior. So I tried and I applied, and fortunately I got the scholarship. So I'm studying my master's now. And not only that, so two more opportunities presented itself just because I came to know this professor. So my master's started in January. So basically I had a semester gap, and this professor got me a research assistant job in BU. So I was a research assistant for School of Business. So I spent that one semester, and he is connected to a big company in Hong Kong. It's a global company, but they have an office in Hong Kong, and he got me an internship there. So you see, these are three big opportunities that I never imagined or envisioned I would get just because I talked to this professor, just because I like saw this professor coming to Pacific Coffee from time to time. So again, you really never know, like when you meet someone who might seem like a stranger at first, but once you just start to get have conversations, and you never know where that will lead you.
You even didn't know that he is a professor in BU.
Yeah, I just thought
Just
like,
a
oh,
guest
this is a
at the Pacific
customer.
Coffee,
Yeah,
right?
and after a while, I'm like, oh, maybe he's teaching here because I see him often. So that's like, you get curious when you keep seeing someone. You get curious, and then you eventually use that curiosity as a driver to strike up conversations and get to know people.
Just a quick question. Did you say hi to him, or did he say hi to you? How did that work?
At first, it was like just a regular customer, yeah. And he was here in BU like for a long time also, so he knew my boss, and then like I was just like give him a Earl Grey. Here's your Earl Grey tea with lemon and honey. After a while, I was like, do you teach here? Are you professor? And yeah,
So
that's
you
how
said
it
hi.
started.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Actually,
So
should grab that opportunity herself,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
take that first step. Like it really doesn't take a lot of energy just to say hi or hello, and it gives so much power also to just say hello. Yeah, I love that. Like sometimes I'm so tired, but then I come to like I see someone, or I go to Pacific Coffee, for example, and I just say, hey guys, hello. For me, it's like I'm trying to wake up, but it's also, it brings that energy. Yeah, so it's mutual.
So I know you are still working at the Pacific Coffee as a barista. So anyone
I
who
had a
would like to
shift
say hi
before.
to Jessa, please go to Pacific Coffee.
Yeah,
BU.
say hi, I will be there.
So I suppose this will be one of your most memorable experience in your university life. So how about you, Pim? What is your most memorable experience for you and Baptist?
Okay, so my all-time favorite and memorable experience in university life is hall life experience. It might sound ridiculous to someone, but it is for me. Yeah, because like living in the hall changed my life forever. I've lived by myself since I was in high school, so I enjoy solitude. I enjoy being isolated from the crowd. So, but living in the hall environments don't give me any that kind of feelings anymore. Because when you live in the hall, since the moment you wake up, you open your eyes, you see your roommate. And when you go to the bathroom, it's supposed to be the most private place ever. But yeah, you see your unit mates. And then you go to the lounge to cook, to just like refill your water. You see your floor mates, and go down to study. You see your hall mates. So yeah, basically you got to learn how to socialize.
Just like your family, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, at first it was so hard for me because I'm a big introverted person. Yeah. So, but yeah, like living in the hall like teach me the values of the acceptance, the understanding, and the beauty of like differences among like people. And it also like allow me to have the best friendship. Because To be honest, I never had like a really good friendship since I were born. So like coming here is like so different. Yeah. And also like living in a dorm, they have a lot of activities, as you can see here. And what's so special living in the hall is during the exam periods, it's like the whole team education, they know how we feel during that time. So they like organize the activities like to release our stress, like, the art workshop there, and also like the yoga workshop, like can help with lightening the moods and emotions. And I really like that. And yeah, apart from those kind of activities, they also have like the festival events like Halloween's over there. Like this this event like was mind blowing. I was like going down to do the laundry that day, and I didn't know like they have the Halloween thing in the hall, and yeah, they dress like a ghost, and like with the blood,
really fun.
scary makeup, and like the costume. I was like screaming, and like I know everybody in the hall know that I was screaming. Yeah, like it was so scary, and yeah, but it was so fun too because later I joined the haunted house. Yeah, that was my first time trying something like this with the friends. Yeah.
So that is your like most memorable and your most valuable experience in
Yeah,
in
so
the school,
far.
right?
So
Yeah,
far.
so far.
I know maybe in the future it could be changed.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But for
could be
now,
changed.
it's
Yeah.
this one. Yeah.
So for Pim, it's university life. But I know for Destiny, you have the other things, the other side to share with us, right?
Yeah, so if you haven't noticed, I'm a bit of an introvert actually. So as a
You
computer
believe
science
it?
student, I get to spend a lot of time indoors. But the hall was nice, but my experience abroad was even better. And how is this relevant? Well, all my experiences abroad have been facilitated by the university. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Amsterdam next year for exchange. I'm excited for that. But this summer, I had the opportunity to go to Cambridge with a university team. The lady over there is the director for entrepreneurship here at Hong Kong Baptist University. And this was like a fintech boot camp that I and my team won tickets for. So it was an amazing experience. And this really ties into what we said initially about being bold, because I found out about this through a university email that said, hey, you want to go to Cambridge? Sign up for this. And I was like, really? And I did. And there I was in Cambridge. It was amazing, honestly. So yeah, obviously a lot of fun. There's only so much space that a slide can contain, so I can't really put all the photos there, even if I loved. And yeah, I went there. We had a lot of amazing times. We went punting in the river, which was amazing. Yeah, so that's one of it. And the second overseas experience I had was actually in Israel. No, the previous one. Yes. So this is a bit more chill, and it was also facilitated by the university. One of my professors just emailed me one day. I was like, hey, Destiny, do you mind going abroad? I was like, of course I mind going abroad. It's amazing. So I got nominated for this actually by the faculty. And I got to go to Israel to do some research at the university there. It was amazing. This is my host. So yeah, these two overseas experiences really form the core of what I consider most memorable in my university life, because here I am, a Nigerian student in Hong Kong. I could be anybody, and this just gives me a platform to go to different parts of the world just like that, just by reading emails. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Discover more about yourself also.
So it's really great for me to like hear so many stories from you guys. But what I really care about is like what you really learned from those experiences. I know like Destiny, you went for a study tour, you went for a boot camp, and Jester, you go for the other like jobs or what. And Pim, you have another experience to share with us. Can you like share with the audience what you really learned from those student activities? Yeah, Pim, maybe you go first.
Okay. To be honest, I gained a lot of things from joining various activities. But to be more specific, I'll give you the example. Last year, I joined ISAC organization. If you don't know what ISAC is a non-political and non-profitable organization running by young people for young people. They emphasize on leadership. And yeah, I joined, to be honest, I joined ISAC accidentally. I didn't know anything about ISAC. My friend is friends with one of the people in the organization, so they just dragged me to the opening, activities. I just went with her, and yeah, we went for the interview later, and it turns out I passed the interview, but my friend didn't pass the interview.
Well,
Yeah, so I was just like entering the organization alone by myself, and the people in the organization are mostly local students. So from my perspective, student from Thailand living in Hong Kong, I kind of feel like local students are pretty shy. So every time when I want to talk to them, I got to be the person who approached and initiate the conversation. So yeah, it was pretty hard, for a little introverted person. Yeah, but I gained the socializing skill from Isaac, and apart from that, I also got a lead to organize the event with other university as well, like CDU, and I also got a chance to go visit HKU and HKUST. I learned how to lead, and the socializing skill, and more than that, I learned to be culturally aware, because not only from Isaac but also joining other activities, those activities are inclusive and multicultural. So yeah, from joining those activities broaden my cultural understanding and the appreciation for the diversity. So
Yeah, I see there's a lot of introverts in the room today.
You are not one of
you
them.
know one
You
of
are
that
not.
for sure.
That's debatable, but anyway, going back to what I've learned, obviously, if you go from the technical side of things, I'm a computer science person. I like to talk about fancy technology stuff. It's amazing. I really got to speak to some of the important people at different places. It was an amazing experience. But on a more personal level, I think something that this experience or this suite of experiences have given me, especially the trips abroad, is independence. Because I am a Nigerian here, and I don't really know many people. And being thrown out into another country is something that you need a lot of courage to do. And this experience actually allowed me to take risks, like go do something new, something crazy in a different place. And that's something that I can carry on to different parts of my life, like being independent, because I think that that's something we as young people cherish very much, like being able to be on your own and make good decisions and be able to do things that are, a bit risky but good for us. That's the biggest thing I've taken so far from my experiences, yes.
So how about you, Jessa? I know you have so much to share with
Wow.
us.
So, just to put it simply, I would say you learn what you like, you learn what you don't like, and you learn some stuff that you thought you liked but you actually don't like, and you learn what you can do. And also, you learn how to prioritize and to really sit down and then assess if something is really worth doing or something is really worth your time. There are two reasons why you put time on something or why you allocate time on a certain activity. Either you really have to make time for it, you really have to do it, like studying for exams.
Like assignments.
Or assignment, or if it's a paper that's worth 60% of your grade, then you really make time for it, right? Unless you don't care about your studies. Yeah, but tuition fees are not
You
cheap.
should,
So yeah. And then another reason is if you really like it. For things that I like, I don't believe in busy. If I like it, it can be simple as hanging out with friends or taking a break or getting ice cream or coffee. If I really, really, really like it, I know I will make time for it. And I think there are many people that they don't realize that. So it's really about balancing and how you schedule your time in a way that it allows you to do the things you have to do, but it also gives you time to do the things that you like. Because I also strongly believe that, you know how we keep going on and on about how we work so hard for some things that we don't even like. So if we work so hard for them, we should also work so hard on things that we like, things that bring value to us and bring joy to our lives.
Yeah. So Jess actually brings us to another topic that I would like to turn on. It's like how to balance. Like I know you guys joined so many activities, like so active in the student clubs and internship and exchange activities. So how to balance, make a balance between study and so many student activities around you, and how to know that that one is the most optimized one for yourself.
So first of all, coming from high school, I didn't really have a sense of time management. That was a terrible, terrible time in my life. But I came here and I realized that I wanted to have different things. And I only had so little time. Like I wanted to do well in school. I'm not sure if I had enough time to study. I wanted to play football. I wanted to see people. I wanted to go out, go to dinner with friends, spend time in the halls. So that was a bit challenging at first. But then I found a special hack for me, which is setting hard rules. And you might ask, like, what is a hard rule? So for me right now, I have very hard rules, which is Thursday evenings, I go play football no matter what. I look at my classes. When I'm picking classes, I'm like, oh, Thursday evening has to be free. If it's not free, I'm not taking the class. Or weekends have to be dedicated for hanging out with my friends. And what that does for me is that every time I'm on the week, I'm just thinking, what day is it? Is it Wednesday? Oh, tomorrow is football. That's amazing. And that gives me flexibility and room to do other things because I know I'm going to play football on Thursday. So I might as well just do the work on Wednesday, go do assignments or something.
And it gives you energy, right?
Oh, you know, like...
Thing to look forward to.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Motivation.
Honestly, I think my football photos just fill up my gallery. There's just so many of them because every Thursday we take photos.
Like the screen is too small for you to put all the photos, right? Yeah. So how about you, Pim? How do you balance?
Well, to be honest, balancing the study and activities could be challenging at some point. But absolutely, it is possible to balance it well and effectively. Well, for me, of course, I get into the university. My main priority is to study. So I'm gonna make sure that I dedicate enough time to study and stay organized with my deadlines and assignments because, you know, I don't want to miss any deadlines for sure. And yeah, to make sure that I don't procrastinate. Yeah. Well, another thing it is also important is to set clear goals and plan ahead. Because if you have specific goals, it will give you a sense of direction and purpose. So you stay motivated and actively do it, you know. And yeah, it will also help with prioritizing and allocating time to the thing that you think, oh, this is what I'm focusing on. This is what I would like to achieve. And, you know, the thing that is aligning with your goals. And another thing is to manage time wisely. Yeah, because you got to set specific time for both study and activities. And yeah, you know, to make the most out of the university life, you got to do it. Stick to your schedules.
On the topic of managing time wisely, just a quick question. Like, what do you do on times when you just don't feel motivated to do any work? Because I feel like that's something that's happened a lot of times to me. Like, I just wake up, I'm like, I don't want to do any work this week. I don't care about my assignment. It happens. So how do you think we can tackle that?
I think for that, well, personally for me, that happens when I overwork. So that I think that's when that happens to me, I see it as a signal from my body that, hey, you're working too much, take a break. So you allow yourself to take a break. And for me, that is as simple as just taking a walk. Yeah, the campus is so big, especially if you live on campus, it's so easy to just get out of your room and take a walk. There's a beautiful park near the halls, Kowloon Thai Park. It's just amazing. Or it can be like, you know, just walk into 7-Eleven, get an ice cream and yeah, don't keep looking at your phone also. So those are times for me that work as a break. Yeah, and then and don't feel guilty if you take breaks. I think that's very important. I saw a post online that says it's mental health day today or something. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Yeah, but if it's true, then again, it's a message to us to never feel guilty for doing something for ourselves, because oftentimes we work too much, think too much, and we forget to also take care of ourselves too. So it can be very, very simple. It doesn't cost a lot. It can just be a simple 10-minute walk, or listen to the music that you like, or call someone, or just sit somewhere, stay still, and just enjoy that time for yourself. And don't feel guilty about it, because after that, you will feel that you will be a bit more inspired to do some work, because you feel that, oh, okay, I've done something for myself. Okay, back to reality, and you won't feel guilty about it. And maybe it can even, those times, it can even like spark ideas in your head. Like, oftentimes when I'm trying to do a homework and then I'm really, really stuck on it, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna go take a nap, and then or take a walk, and then afterwards I suddenly know like how to do it, or a better way to do the task, a better approach. So don't take those things for granted.
So actually, did you guys set any timetables or schedules for yourself, and is it effective for you?
By timetables, do you mean playing football on Thursdays? Yeah, I did that.
Part of it, part of it.
I think, yeah, on topic of timetables, I like to have more of a mental model of what I like to do in the week. Like, oftentimes, we as students fall into the trap of shifting study to the end of the semester. And that's terrible. That's a terrible idea. Life
That's
is
a
so
bad
much
example.
easy when you can spread things out. So what I do is, like, I've got like 6 classes this semester, and I'm like, okay, I've got to study, obviously, but when is the key thing. So I like to spread it out across the semester. Like, oh, I start studying this week and this week, and then I study this week and this week. So in that sense, it helps me, survive like assignments and midterms, because I plan it out when to study it.
So planning is really important, right?
Yeah. It's something that I can't stress enough, because I remember myself as a high school student, I didn't care about most of these things. But now in uni, as I said, I want to, have good grades, and I want to have cool friends, and I want to go do cool stuff and play football. It's a bit difficult to manage if you don't plan. So it's very important.
I agree. It's good to have a routine. We're not saying like have a strict like timetable hour by hour. I mean, if you're into that, if your brain works that way, then by all means do it. But it's good to have a schedule in terms of like, okay, what am I gonna do today? Either like once you enter university, your very first schedule is your class timetable. You have that, and then after you have your class timetable, then you're free to adjust like which activities would go to which day, and you don't have to plan it like, oh, for example, hanging out with my friends has to be only this day, and then if that doesn't happen, then you're suddenly like, what am I gonna do now? My schedule is, I can't follow my schedule anymore. Like, don't panic. But again, going back to the main point, it's good to have a schedule. It's good to be spontaneous also, because some of the best things happen spontaneously, like without plans. But I would also strongly suggest never to underestimate the importance of planning, because like Destiny said, if you plan things out, like for example, for studying, then when something spontaneous
goes wrong,
happens, you have a bit more time to grab those opportunities. Like if you've done enough studying for an exam, and then suddenly your friend asks you to like celebrate with them because there's a cultural day at their like for example, my Nepalese friend, they're celebrating, sometimes they celebrate New Year's on April, or if I remember it correctly, and then they have this gathering. So if you put on your studying like too late, and then you won't have time for that anymore. But if you've managed your time more effectively, and then you can give yourself an excuse to go because you've done enough work, because you've kind of like planned things ahead.
So coming to the very last part of our sharing section today, so I would like to let them know about like any advice or like a recommendation on creating the very best university life or experience, like you would like to share with those like who will like join the university life very soon, like on online and both offline. Can you share any useful tips with them, like by your personal experience?
Sorry. Like for me, my advice is, university is the time for growth and self-discovery. So be open and stay out of your comfort zone, because you don't want to miss anything that will help you to be a better version of yourself. To let you grow and evolve as a person. So yeah, embrace all of those new challenges and new experience that are waiting in front of you. Yeah, and also another thing, embrace the diversity and inclusivity, because university is like a melting pot with people from different backgrounds, different perspective, different upbringing. So you don't want to upset or disrespect anyone. So yeah, make sure you stay open-minded and engage with all of those people. It will help it will help broaden your horizon and also enrich your learning experience. So enjoy all of the moment in your university journey that is waiting in front of you. Thank you. Yeah.
How about the others? How about you?
For me, it ties to something I've been saying since the start of the talk. It's you've got to be bold. You've got to, do something that feels a bit risky. Not risky as in bad, but like something that takes a lot of courage. Because I've looked back in my life, my very few years of my life, and I realized that some of the best things have happened when I've taken bold decisions. For example, like even coming here to BU in the first place. Like when I meet people, they're like, oh, you're from Nigeria. What are you doing in Hong Kong? So far away. It's like a 15-hour journey by flight. So people ask me, like, how did you end up here? And I'm like, I just took a bold step. So what happened was I had a friend who spoke to me about, like, studying in Hong Kong, just casually said it. And I was like, oh, what's that? Like, is that something I can do? And he said, yeah, just Google it. Just Google it. That's what he said. And so I Googled it. I came across HKBU, and I started the application process. And my admissions manager, Miss Sam Wong, actually reached out to me by email and said, oh yeah, I see that you started your application process. You can change this and change this. And I was like, oh wow, they actually reply. Because I didn't expect anybody to reply me. So that was like, okay, because I was still in high school in Nigeria. I was just doing it because someone just said, just try it. I wasn't really interested. But because I took that step, she reached out to me. She helped me through the admissions process. And I got a scholarship, like, without even having to apply for the scholarship, like, you just get it. And here I am. And you can already tell that everything I've experienced, a lot of the things I've experienced have come because, I just saw something and I took it. I saw an email and I did it. Or someone told me about an opportunity and I signed up for it. Because you never know what you can do. So yes, I'll still keep saying it. If you see something, you think you might remotely in some universe be able to do it, then just take it, just do it, because you never know where it's going to take you. And this is particularly important when you're younger, because the decisions you make at that period, when you leave high school, they can have a big impact in the rest of your life. So being bold at that stage in your life can really help you. And that is my tip to everybody today.
It's very useful. I like that risky, Somehow we have to be a bit risky when make choice. And you are still young, you guys are still young. So take some risky choice and you will get something that you didn't expect.
Yeah, like high risk, high reward, basically.
But it was your destiny to be here.
That's a nice pun with my name.
Yeah.
Tessa, share your part with us.
For me, at the end of the day, it's your university life. It's your experience. Like, you can go back to a recording of this talk, or you can keep remembering whatever we said and take our advice. But at the end of the day, you are going to be the one to have that experience. You can listen to others, be inspired by them, but I would say, like, don't let them dictate what it's gonna be like for you, because you have the power to really shape it. And another advice I would give is to begin with the end in mind. So 4 years or 5 years from now, when you look back to your university life, what memories do you want to have? Like, how do you want it to be? How do you want it to look like? Like, do you want it to be like just you sitting in your room trying to study and failing? Or do you want it to be colored by the people that you've met, the experiences you shared, and the new experiences you were able to do, to learn, and to acquire? And like, you have the power to envision like what that's going to be like for you. Yeah, so I would, and university is a great period in our lives because it's a perfect training ground. It's a phase to make mistakes and learn from it. And the costs are still relatively low. Whereas if you make mistakes later on, the cost is already very high and you to the point that you cannot afford it anymore. So again, going back to what Destiny said, it's like take risks but of course be realistic also. Like going to party at 3 a.m. and you have an exam at 8 a.m. the next day is a big, big risk. Like
That's not a good
yeah,
risk. That's a bad
that's
risk.
not the risk we're trying to say here. Yeah, so be realistic. Like again, it's your life, your university, your experience. It's your journey. Be it about you.
Yeah, and just one final thing I don't think we have emphasized a lot that most people are probably thinking is how do you make friends? How do you make friends in uni? Because like, I mean, I was in Nigeria and
You make friends by football, right?
I mean, yeah, that's one. Yeah,
Shared interests. is a
shared interest.
great
Yeah, and I feel like
opportunity.
we've all talked about this central theme of just saying hello to people. That actually brings you closer. It could bring you closer to a professor. It can bring you closer to a group of people who you play football with, even though you don't know their names. It can bring you closer to a whole lot of experiences. And again, tying back to the central theme, which is being bold and being courageous to say hello or to do something, that can be a good way for you to make friends. Because
Or just smile. Like a
Yeah,
smile goes a
good one
long
as well.
way.
That's a good one as
You
well.
never know that it can brighten
I mean,
someone's day.
a smile really helps a lot. Yeah. So, okay. So today we heard a lot of your sharing. It's really fruitful, and I like it a lot. But then I would like to know if there is any question from the floor. And actually, I saw some questions online, but I would like to see if there are any questions from the floor first,
It's okay if you just want to say hi. That's
Hi.
okay as well.
or a smile will be fine.
See their smile, so beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe they're thinking of the questions. We can go to the online question first. So I know you guys are coming to like HKBU Baptist with scholarships, right? So scholarship is one of the opportunities. It's one of the very valuable opportunities in the university. So some of the online audience, they would like to know how do you grab that opportunity. Destiny just mentioned that you just applied and then you get that, but I think that's not so easy, right? Can you share with us?
So yeah, there's multiple, should I say, kinds of scholarships you can get actually. For me, I got a scholarship at the entrance, at the door. But that's not the end because you can
Admission scholarship.
Yeah, I got an admission
Scholarship.
So that one was more like I applied and I just woke up one day and I got a scholarship. And it's a full scholarship. I was like, okay, let's go. But there are also scholarships as well while you're, in the university. Like as a computer science student, there's the computer science undergraduate scholarship. There's the computer science outstanding student award scholarship. That's like a lot of money, actually. I'm getting a bank a lot very soon. and these are scholarships that you can just get by doing not much, actually, as long as... so for these two are academic-related scholarships. Like you get like a certain grade and you can get them per department, very easy. There's also scholarships from patrons. There's scholarships from multiple different sources, actually. You just got to read it, try it out.
I want to elaborate something on that Destiny sharing because like he said it's easy, right? He didn't do much, but then okay, we have to be good enough, we have to be competitive enough, and we have to be aggressive enough to grab those opportunities. And being in like a university like Baptist, we are like a small to medium sized university compared with the other public universities in Hong Kong. So like Destiny's case, it's like easier compared to students in the other like larger scale universities to grab those opportunities. But again, you have to be competitive and strong enough to present yourself, to let the professors know that you are the one who worth to get that opportunity, you know. So how about you, Pim? Did you get anything like out of the admission scholarship? Do you get anything from the school?
Yeah, I got a full scholarship. Yeah, but the thing that I would like to say, like, you know, like the student in Thailand, they don't really grab the opportunity to study abroad. So I got to make the difference because I want to be more than just a Thai student, you know, study in the country. So get the, like, set clear goals. Clear goals is always helpful. So yeah, you got to, you know what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Yeah, and then go for it. Yeah, don't be scared and don't ever let the norm of the society like stop you from doing what you really want to do. Yeah.
So how about you, Jessa? I know you grabbed so many opportunities in Baptist. Share
Yeah.
some with us.
So scholarships are a big part of my life. Like because I come from a humble family, so I was really reliant on scholarships to get to universities to study abroad. But over time, what I've learned is that try not to think too much about getting a scholarship and focus more on like being good or like giving your best in what you do. So academically, it's like academically it's harder, I guess, because you have to study, you really have to put effort. But yeah, value your studies. Like I know we talk a lot about grabbing up student activities and opportunities, but also never put your studies last. Especially this is important for scholarship students because we have a GPA to meet.
Meet that
Yeah,
level.
and I guess that's very helpful as well because if we have that goal that we
Motivator,
need to
actually.
meet that objective in order to keep our scholarship, then it really gets us to do more things and more for our studies. And in terms of on the other hand, yeah, you just really focus on giving your best. And I believe the scholarships and sponsorships will come to you. For example, like I was living in the halls also, and the halls has these sponsorships and awards for students. Awards is a great way to also get some
To get
cash.
some quick money.
Get some cash. Yeah, and then the halls has this outstanding hall resident award. Yeah, so they give it to students that have demonstrated great leadership during the whole year. And for me, I didn't really think too much about, oh, I need to be a good leader so that I can grab this sponsorship, this award, whatever. I was just really active. Like, I liked doing stuff. And I liked, because for me, it's a way of doing something outside my studies that I also enjoy and something that will add value to me also. Add value in terms of meeting new people, in improving my communication skills, in being more culturally aware, and immersing in the whole life. And towards the end of the year, like I've made friends not only with hall residents but some of the staff also. And I didn't really think of it like, oh, I need to make friends with the staff, or like I didn't try to see a boundary between them. I just see them as human beings, like someone that I can learn from. And then I just got nominated. So again, what I'm trying to say is focus on giving your best and doing what you can, being the best version of you, and just giving your best is enough. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah,
And so once it's done, it will come to you.
Yeah, that is quite the central theme that we're hearing here. That it's not, it's not like you're playing a game to win a scholarship. You're not trying to game the system or any of that. And you can just be a regular person who, tries to be a good person, tries to be a good student, and then just more or less rewards will come to you. And that's quite common in our stories here today.
So we have another question. I know, Jessa, you're working as a barista at Pacific Coffee when you're studying in BU. How about you guys? I mean, how about Destiny and Pim? Because there's a question like, are there any opportunities for part-time job in the university? Any like career center or like any referrals from your department or faculty or school, for the jobs?
Yeah, so I've actually worked jobs here in my university life, but I value my football a lot, so I don't work part-time jobs because the time is reserved for other things. So what I do is I do summer internships, and especially as an international student, like legally I can work in the summer, so I really take advantage of that. Here I've had 2 internship experiences in my 2 years here at BU. You don't have to have 2. I just like the money. But the first one was a startup, and I actually got that opportunity from the university like job posting portal. It's called BU Hub, and it's like very easy, very straightforward. It connects you to like companies, and then I think we have like funding for this. So we get paid like 10K. It's a lot of money. So that's how I earn my own money during my university life. Like I just do some internships. You don't really have to know too much. You just need to be eager to learn. I don't do part-time jobs. Again, I value my football.
Got it. Football is the most important thing in your life, right?
Let's ignore that part for now.
How about you, Pim?
I do work a part-time job now. I work at the recreation center. It's part of the chaplain's office, and the work is pretty easy, and the boss, she's so nice. Just to let you know if you want to work. And yeah, the work is just like you explain the rules to the student who want to use the room, and yeah, just like managed.
How do you get that job?
I applied during the summer, and I know it from my senior.
Oh, from not
Yeah.
emails.
No,
Not
oh,
emails.
actually emails too,
Emails.
but like. Yeah, I mainly know from my senior. He like had a work experience there before he graduated. So like he just like recommend, good money and the boss is nice. You should like come work.
Yeah. Can I
You know-
quickly just add a tip? Yeah. So again, Pim mentioned a really good point. So I can't recall how many student helper jobs I took in my undergrad, but I got them because of I've made friends with some staff, and then I made connections with them so they know me. But one of the most helpful things was really the emails, because because the university is always looking for student helpers. That's the most go-to job on campus, especially for international students. Those that are online, it's a bit harder for us because we are restricted by our student visa, so we can only work on campus. So student helper jobs are a great way to earn money while on student visa. So keep checking your emails, because there could be big events. For example, this info day. We even have student helpers here. Yeah. So the university will post them on emails like we're looking for a student helper for this, and some departments also, some of them, they look for student assistants, like teaching, like to assist the teachers, and also some data entry jobs. So there's a lot, honestly. Or you can even approach the career center, or Destiny mentioned BU Hub. So you
Yeah.
can find student helper jobs everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. That's also something that's easy to overlook. Like I've also worked with like a professor here in BU. It didn't feel like a proper job, consider it like because of how easy it was. Like I just walked up to him. He needed someone who could do computer stuff, and I was like, okay, I can do it. And it's quite easy to get that. Yeah, and as an international student, that's definitely one primary concern, because like it's a bit of a pricey city depending on where you come from.
Yeah, it's not a bit.
Yeah, it's you have to have a bit of money here in Hong Kong, so that's one big concern. As an international student, like I said, you can definitely work anywhere in the summer. I definitely took that opportunity, or you can work on campus, or you can do both.
So I can understand that the most important point to get that opportunity is your aggressiveness, and you have to be active enough, right?
You have to look for it. You have to be proactive in like seeking those opportunities.
In reading your
shouldn't
emails.
just wait.
You should read your emails.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
should do the work. Yeah, let's be realistic. If you want something, you gotta work for it.
Of course.
Yeah, there's no such thing as effortlessness.
So any questions from the floor? No. Oh, because we are like make it too
Questions.
clear, Yeah. Yeah. So anything you would like to add, like because we are like going to end the sharing section, the online and offline as well. Yeah. Anything you would like to add, like you would like to share anything about like emails? We heard a lot on that. Treasure are in emails, right? I can see that. It's really important to read emails. But is it like difficult from high school students to a university student to read emails, you know?
Yeah, that's a new world actually. You know, back in my friend group from high school, we used to joke with ourselves that like we grew up when we started reading emails. We became adults because like, you know, after high school you realize you have to figure your life out, you have to go apply to a university. Then we started reading emails. So it can be very like weird and new and different for someone who is used to social media, traditional social media, to constantly wake up in the morning and open Outlook and in your email. So it's challenging, but I think the only thing I can say is you get used to it. It's a bit easy.
Habit.
Yeah, you get used to it. You get used to it.
So we,
Start that's a little scary. But
so we have year 3 Destiny, we have year 2 Pim, and we have Master Jester here. Do you really enjoy your university life in BU and in Hong Kong, to be specific?
So for Hong Kong, I don't know if I'm going to be speaking to anybody out there who is in a similar situation like me. Technically, computer science wise, like I think here in general, because it's such a tight city, you can meet anybody and everybody. So it gives you reach. Because I have some friends who are like, I'm not going to mention any schools, in some school in Ohio, for example, where there's a lot of land, which means it's sparse, there's scattered around. Hong Kong is the opposite of that because like everything is concentrated. Even though here in Kowloon Tong we have like, you know, some space, it's a bit quiet, but still there's a lot of things. So it gives you access to many things. That's been quite nice for me so far.
How about you, Pim?
Well, I would say Thailand and Hong Kong are totally different. I
Course,
mean,
of
like
course.
from my city, it's like totally different. Hong Kong is more civilized, and it is like the fast pace of life. You know, like yeah, it's different, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, but at the same time, it could be like overwhelming. But yeah, I enjoy my life here. in
Like
Hong
do you get homesick actually? Do you get homesick?
Yeah, sometimes like at first in my first year, but now I don't anymore.
Yeah, because I think that's like a big part again that you know we can skip on these little details like getting homesick. I'm not sure if I'm qualified to speak in this, even though I come from so far away, because I didn't really have a problem. But I know that like for people who get homesick, like one easy thing is to reach out to people and just talk to people about what you're feeling. It's usually very helpful.
Meanwhile, there's so many Filipinos here. Yeah, so in terms of, I think because I got used to it, yeah, and then it's really, for me, interesting story is like my university studies got postponed twice. So when I joined BU, I was really like, finally, I am a university student now. Yeah, so I was focusing a lot more on that, and after a while, you realize that again, going back to what I said, it's really about your experience, about your uni life. So you have the power to shape it the way you want, and for me personally, yeah, I've enjoyed my time in Hong Kong. I've lived I've lived a historical moment here. Like I stayed in Hong Kong for the whole of COVID. So yeah, I stayed. It took me 3 years before I was able to go back to my home country, and you know it was a hard period seeing all my students back in their home countries, and meanwhile I'm here and it was really quiet in the halls. Yeah, but then it gave me an opportunity to explore more of Hong Kong. Finally, I got to go hiking and you know explore the beaches because I'm also an outdoor person. So it's about like turning an adversity to your advantage. So like, oh yeah, it's a given. We have COVID. What can I do now? What is something I can do? I can go back to I went back to the things that I enjoyed as a child. Like for example, for me, it's like going out and exploring, and also like I learned new things. Like I always wanted to learn how to crochet and cross stitch, so I was able to do that, and I did a lot of cooking also. So those are the things that I did that made COVID period a little bit more bearable and not feel so homesick. So yeah, you can turn those things around to your advantage.
Yeah, we've still got a bit of time left in uni. Some of you here, if you join us, you can probably come hit us up on campus. We'll be open to do that. But obviously, we're excited to see how the rest of the uni experience goes. It's a journey, like Jessa has said.
And for students on Zoom, we really hope to meet you in person. Come. Come have coffee with us.
So almost the end of the sharing section. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to have such a nice sharing session with Destiny, Pim, and Jessa. Thank you so much for your time. And they really prepare for this section. And they wrote a lot of comments, recommendations, and experience to me. And I think you enjoy as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did.
I know you did.
I'd love to meet some of the students here if I could, but let's see how it goes.
And
Yes,
I wish you
football.
can remember my name. Like, you don't remember your football mates. Yeah.
No, I remember your name, Charo.
Thank you so much. So for all the online audience, if you are interested in like applying to HKBU, because we actually started receiving applications from late September. So early round is your chance now. So please write any email to us or just simply go to the online application platform and then you can get that. Or write emails to us for any inquiries. And I am Cheryl. I'm happy to help. So this is the end of our session today. Thank you all. Thank you for the floor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you.
Thank you.